As a crisp autumn afternoon, the kind where the city breathes a little heavier, its pulse quickened by the rush hour, paramedic Jake Olson, a man whose hands moved with practiced efficiency, but whose eyes held a depth of ancient sorrow, was navigating the labyrinthine streets of New York. The siren of his ambulance cut through the urban hum, a stark reminder of life's fragility. He pulled up to a routine call, a minor accident, nothing catastrophic. As he moved to assess the scene, his gaze, which usually scanned for injury and distress, snagged on a familiar face in the periphery of the small crowd gathering. Her hair, the same vibrant cascade he remembered, though perhaps a shade more mature. Her smile, still bright, if a little guarded. Jane Foster. A gasp caught in her throat as their eyes met. Not a gasp of fear or recognition for Jake Olson, the paramedic, but a tremor of something far more profound. She took a step forward, then hesitated, a whirlwind of confusion and wonder swirling in her expression. For Thor, trapped within Jake's skin, a tidal wave of emotions crashed through him. The joy of seeing her, the ache of their shared past, and the immediate, agonizing burden of his elaborate deception. He knew her, loved her still, but he was not Thor, not truly. He was Jake. Their conversation, brief and punctuated by his duties, was charged with an unspoken history. Jane, captivated by the uncanny familiarity in Jake's voice, the way his gaze lingered, the very cadence of his being, felt an old flame flicker. There was something in Jake's presence that resonated with the man she had loved, a ghost of a connection that transcended the surface. For Thor, every word exchanged, every shared glance, was a bittersweet symphony. He recalled their adventures, their laughter, their quiet moments beneath the stars, memories that flooded him with longing. Yet, he had none of Jake's life, none of his mundane details, none of the small stories that would make him truly Jake Olson. This remarkable, impossible meeting begs for an understanding of its origins. How did the mighty Thor, Prince of Asgard, come to be Jake Olson, a mortal paramedic? It was a tale born of tragedy and necessity. After a brutal confrontation with the Destroyer, that formidable automaton sent by Odin, the real Jake Olson, a brave and compassionate man, was tragically slain in the line of duty. To save his son, and perhaps as a profound lesson in humility and sacrifice, Odin, through one of his servants, performed an extraordinary act of magic. Thor's life force, his very essence, was transferred into the recently deceased body of Jake Olson. He was given a second chance at life on Earth, but at a profound cost. He was Jake, with all the limitations and responsibilities of a mortal man, and none of Jake's personal history or memories. This sudden, forced immersion into Jake's life proved to be an immense burden for Thor. He woke to a world that was both familiar and utterly alien. He knew the broad strokes of Earth's customs, but the intricate weave of Jake Olson's existence was a blank tapestry. Imagine trying to live someone else's life, to carry their friendships, their routines, their inside jokes, without a single memory of them. He met people who claimed to be Jake's friends, his colleagues, his family, and he had to feign recognition, to guess at appropriate responses, all while his heart yearned for the skies of Asgard and the honest embrace of his true identity. Every interaction was a tightrope walk over the chasm of discovery. The love that rekindled with Jane was real, vibrant, and powerful, yet it was shadowed by the impossibility of his situation. How could he build a future with her as Jake when he was living a lie? How could he share his heart when he couldn't even share his true name? The charade, though born of necessity, weighed heavily upon Thor's noble spirit. He was caught between worlds, between identities, between loves. The old sparks with Jane, so fiercely reignited, became a source of exquisite agony. He saw in her eyes the longing for what they once had, and he knew he couldn't fulfill it, not as Jake. The truth was too dangerous, too unbelievable. To reveal himself would shadow her fragile sense of reality and likely put her in unimaginable peril. He realized, with a heavy heart, that his duty, his very existence, demanded a distance, a separation. The life of Jake Olson was a temporary vessel, a disguise, not a foundation for genuine love. So, in the quiet tragedy that often accompanies a hero's path, Thor, as Jake Olson, found himself forced to drift away from Jane once more. It was a farewell without words, a pardon dictated by circumstance, and the profound, often lonely, sacrifices of a god disguised as a man. Their re-encounter was a fleeting, bittersweet reminder of a love that defied realms, a testament to a bond that lingered across universes. But it was also a stark illustration of the often tragic complications that arise when a hero tries to live a dual life, especially when one of those lives is a borrowed shadow. This poignant chapter in Thor's saga reminds us of the profound weight of identity, the sacrifices demanded by duty, and the enduring but sometimes impossible nature of love. What do you make of Thor's predicament? Could he ever truly find happiness while living a lie? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this glimpse into the complexities of heroism and love, be sure to subscribe for more thoughtful explorations of your favorite stories.